If there really is such a thing as a storybook life, Joe and Barbara Saltzman seem to have it. In the early 1960s, they lived and loved and worked and played in Southern California. But the real magic happened when their sons arrived, Michael and then David.
Growing up, they were just so darn cute. And they always got us aggravated and annoyed. And in the end, they were just such delights. They made our lives so wonderful.
Life, of course, wasn't always perfect. It never is. But for Barbara and her boys, it was close enough. Dad taught journalism at USC. Mom was an LA Times editor, and the kids did okay too. After graduating Yale, Michael Saltzman made a name for himself in the TV business, writing and producing shows like Murphy Brown and later Mad Men. Little brother David went to Yale as well, but instead of TV, he wanted to write children's books. His senior project, in fact, was this: The Jester Has Lost His Jingle. 64 vividly drawn pages about a very happy court jester in a very sad kingdom. The story turns when the jester makes a little girl in a hospital bed laugh out loud.
What'd you guys think when you first saw the Jester book?
Well, I was amazed at the quality of the illustrations. I didn't think he was very gifted as an artist. I never knew that. And suddenly I'm looking at this book and the illustrations are incredible. And then the message, I mean, he's the only person in the world that would rhyme sense of humor with "I have a tumor." I mean, who rhymes like that? Who thinks like that?
At the time, David had no idea that he'd soon have a hospital bed of his own.
How did you find out he was sick?
He didn't get sick until his senior year. He called me on October 10th and he said, "I have good news for you. I'm going to go to the doctor and get this cough cleared up." And then he called from the doctor's office and he said, "The doctor is saying something about Hodgkin's. I don't know what he's talking about." And that night, Joe and I were on the plane to New York.
Hodgkin's lymphoma, a kind of cancer, was destroying David's lungs, and the usual treatments just weren't working. He finished The Jester, and in May of 1989 graduated Yale with honors. But within weeks, his health and his dreams faded. David Saltzman died in March 1990, just before his 23rd birthday.
David wanted to personally share The Jester Has Lost His Jingle with children and read it to children. But when he no longer could, sorry, I vowed that I would make it happen.
You made him a promise?
I did. And his father, Joe, also made him that promise. And his brother, Michael, and that we would see that the book would be published as he envisioned it, and that it would be given free to every child in the country with cancer.
It wasn't an easy promise to keep. Every year, more than 15,000 children are diagnosed with cancer. But before the Saltzmans could even think about giving the book to kids in places like this, they had to find someone willing to publish it.
We took it to all the publishing houses, and we were told it was too long, rhyme doesn't sell anymore, it's too expensive to make. And my mother felt all of that was wrong.
Undaunted, Barbara convinced Joe to use their house as collateral, and the Saltzmans published The Jester themselves.
She's like a benevolent Terminator. She will not be stopped. If she doesn't get the answer she wants from you, she'll keep asking until you give her the answer she wants.
So off they went, our fearless two.
In the 20 years since, Barbara has taken The Jester to every hospital she could find, to every children's cancer ward, and to every bedside. Today, it's a bestseller with more than 250,000 copies in circulation. But you can't measure the book's value in numbers alone.
Better than medicine.
Mark Katyn is a pediatric surgeon at New Jersey's Goryeb Children's Hospital. He was also David Saltzman's Yale classmate.
When I've seen this help a lot of people and put a smile on their face, at times when you wouldn't predict people should be smiling.
Whenever I feel like crying, I smile hard and...
For whatever life they have on this planet, that book makes them laugh. Every night they go to bed laughing. Maybe they don't make it, but the time they have on Earth, they've had a wonderful experience, and that's what this is all about.
Any walks his funny walk. And he danced his funny dance.
What do you think he'd think of Mom up there wiggling?
He would say, you know, she's always been nuts.
Whatever it takes to fulfill that promise, right?
And basically, you know, short of hooking on Hollywood Boulevard.
How long do you think she's going to continue doing this?
What's the average lifespan of a woman in today's society? Because it's going about to the day before she drops. I think she'll be continuing it.
The end.
Storybooks can be magic, but few things are as powerful as a mother's love.